What is up, everybody? Good to see everybody. Great to be back. You guys know I always start this show off by showing love to those companies that help make this podcast possible. First is going to be my friends over at Yellow Jacket. I have talked about the new digital, the Titan Max manifold several times. This came out AHR last year, but one question that I get a lot is people are going to the local supply house saying, hey, I want to buy the new Yellow Jacket manifold, and they are giving you some price that is astronomical. The reason for that, so I want everybody, especially if you're watching this, you're not going to be able to see it listening to the audio, obviously, but there's 4 different ways to purchase this manifold. All right. That is what and a lot of times when you are asking for it, they are telling you the most expensive one. That is going to be either the deluxe digital manifold kit or the deluxe digital manifold kit with wireless sensors. Those two come with a book bag. Also, this top one, just the digital manifold kit. Those are the 3 most expensive ones. They're going to be a little bit more expensive. But if you just want to get into it with just the manifold, you don't have to get all that fancy stuff. There's 4 different part numbers. Okay. So I want to make sure that you all understand that because I don't want you to miss out on this awesome manifold just because you're getting bad information. All right. There's 4 different ways. All right. 40881 is going to be the cheapest one, the part number. 40880, 40885, and then 40887. So please know that I cannot tell you how many times I've been reached out to about this, because I want people to be in this manifold. This Yellow Jacket stepped up, and this new manifold is a fucking beast. I love this thing. I have a bunch of stuff myself coming because I can't wait to get my hands on it. So that everybody else knows out there, they have a bunch of new stuff besides this coming out. A lot of people that were at AHR, they have this new, I don't even know what the actual name of it's going to be. They call it it's the Y. It's going to be a new for pulling vacuum and stuff like that. Instead of being like a T or a sight glass and stuff like that, it is literally just a Y. It's not even on their website yet. And it also has a Schrader core remover in it. It is absolutely awesome. I can't wait till this thing comes out. As soon as it does, I will be one of the first people to have it, and I'll let you guys see it. We'll do some videos messing with it so you guys can check it out. All right. Next. All right. Oh, I almost forgot. See, got to get used to this. 75 years of expertise built into every tool. Next. Guys, a lot of you just know a bunch of us came back from AHR, which we will be talking about today. We had the 2025 HVAC Tactical Awards. You guys know my friend, Mr. Ben Poole. He's like a brother to me. I love that guy. But all the stuff that he does for this industry, I can't even say in a 30-second or 60-second podcast read. But guys, go check out this website. He has so many things that he's doing, so many ways that you can support this movement between just buying the magazine. And I always say it's going to be the gear that you can get. A lot of you see that I am always wearing HVAC tactical stuff. I'm wearing HVAC tactical stuff at this moment. As far as I know, my discount code HVAC Uncensored, all one word, is still active for 20% off. I don't know how, and it's not going to be active long. So if there's anything that you want to get yourself, go do it. And like I said, it may not work. It last I heard, it was still working. I don't know how much longer it's going to be there. This is some of the best merchandise in the industry. You're supporting a brand that gives back to this industry, and it's awesome stuff. You're not going to find better quality of shirt, sweatshirt, and all that kind of stuff. You know, people tell me all the time, they're like, "Oh man, well you wear it because you get it for free." Nah, actually, I don't. Has Ben sent me stuff? Of course he has. He's one of my very good friends. But 90% of the stuff that I have, I've paid for because he is my friend. I want to support his brand. I want to buy more than I ever get for free. People that know me know that, but I figured I'd just put that out there. So um, go out here, check something out. There's all kind of stuff on here with its hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts. They're all absolutely amazing, and just know that it goes to a great cause. With that being show, man, let's get on with the pledge and get on with this fucking show.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States, and thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
Welcome to the #1 rated HVAC podcast. If you're looking to grow in the HVAC industry, then you're in the right spot. Blue collar people talking about blue collar shit. Let's get better together. So turn up the volume, buckle your seatbelt, and let's welcome your host, Gil Cavey Jr.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. I am your host, Gil Cavey Jr. Here we are, Wednesday fucking night. I am so happy to be back. Thank you for seeing so many people here, man. Life's been kicking me in the nuts, man. I apologize. Kicking the nuts has been an understatement, but it's so happy to be back, man. I miss you guys when I'm not here, and thank you. I wasn't expecting to see this many people because I know that when, you know, you don't you're not podcasting, people do other stuff, and I totally get that. So thank all of you for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Shout out real fast some people. Obviously, my man, fucking rookie Scott. Sorry you're sick, brother. He's my right hand man. Everybody knows when you see me anywhere. He's with me. Let's see, Mr. Jason Johnson. What is up, my brother? Finally got to meet him and his beautiful wife in Orlando, which was fucking awesome. Let's see, Mr. Mechanical Environments. What's up? What's up? Thank you for being here. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Mr. Kraus. What is up, Kraus? Also saw him in Orlando, which is his hometown. Sammy Andrew. What is up, Sam? Good to see you, brother. Mr. Nasty, who was also there. What is up, brother? And yeah, I am like Bigfoot, man. You see sightings sometimes. I'm all over the place. And Mr. Zeke Warner and Miss, I guess it says Megan. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. Guys, I have an awesome show tonight. Just talking about AHR, some of the positive things, and there's so much more to it. I always say that I highly suggest that if anybody has never been to one, to definitely go to one. There's going to be people in the chat. Mr. Jason Johnson went to his first one. He can tell you what the experience was. It's absolutely amazing. So I have one of my very good friends on here with me tonight that's going to help me. Most of you know him. If you don't, I don't know where you've been. You should know him. He's got one of the new hit podcasts out. So I was in this house. My good friend, Mr. Everett. I always say his last name wrong. Lippel. What's up, homie?
Back in high school, when roll call was called, people, the teacher would go, Lippel, Everett, and my last name's Lippel. But you can only imagine what my nickname was in high school. I'd just be walking down the hallways and they'd be like, Nippo. So like, I'm old enough where like back in the day we had, AIM, Instant Messenger, right? AOL. So I was actually my first screen name, Nipple 98. There you go.
That's funny. Mine was Gilly the Kid.
You'd think after like 4 or 5 years of being friends, like you'd know my last name, but I don't want to correct you. I think it's actually really good.
Well, I think because one time I said lapel or something like that, and I thought I was saying it wrong. So then I would say Lippel, and then every time I think about it, it gets in my head, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's Everett. So, um, yeah, it's crazy. Just so you know, anybody in here who was at some point, so like Kraus, Jason, I know Rookie is not feeling good. Even Nasty, man. If you guys want to hop in here at the end and give talk about AHR, you are more than welcome. I'm gonna keep my email open over here on this side. If you have my cell phone number, you can text me. If not, you can email me. Just do the HVAC Uncensored at gmail.com. I'll use that one for right now. And I can send you guys the link to hop in at the end. But
HVAC Rookie just said, I bet both of them are not wearing pants.
yeah, normally I'm not, but I am wearing pants, fucker.
Yeah.
It's cold as balls here.
I'm gonna leave the mystery.
Normally that's what I do. And the sad part is, there's a couple of times I'm not wearing pants and I just don't stand up. I think one time I'm gonna go in the back to get something bare-assed and just say fuck it. But it's all good. But anyway, like I said, man, thank you guys, man. Going through a lot of things, changes in life. Good old kicking the nuts, but I'll live. I'll be all right. But to say that it's not challenging would be an understatement. So I appreciate all of you bearing with me. I really, really do. This podcast is therapy to me, man. It really is. Even when I do the mental health episodes or the addiction episodes, they help me just as much as they help other people listening. I feel like I need them just as much as other people. And I just got a awesome email that I will read at some point. Maybe not tonight's show, but is one of the reasons why I always do them. Just so people know, those emails are worth more than any sponsorship, any money that I could ever get. So that's awesome. And Rookie Scott, just so you know, if you didn't know that.
That's funny. His name's HVAC Rookie.
Yeah. It's funny. God damn it. Why does this keep doing that? It's funny that a lot of people call like on here and know him as Rookie, but when we see him in person, everybody knows him as Scott. So that's why I figured that you would know. But yeah, to get on the topic of tonight is, well, I guess first and foremost, obviously Sunday night starts with the Tactical Award Show. What was your thoughts on the Tactical Awards this year?
Dude, so I've seen Tactical Awards now. I never got the chance to attend any of the Tactical Awards. And right before the Tactical Awards, I drove down to Austin to go hang out with Ben Poole and like got to see some of like the behind the scenes stuff of like what he was planning and like pallets of giveaways and all the stuff he had to like ship to Orlando, literally on pallets. Lot of planning. The event was like red carpet. I mean, dude, what a cool homage to the industry. It's like incredible that there's people who are so fucking amazing at their craft and their trade and the things they do within the trade. And then they can actually get, like you rewind the clock, like what he's done. I mean, you get a chance to really see that work. And, shout out to the winners, man. Shout out to the nominees. I mean, I follow a lot of these guys on social media, man. How cool is it? Like, and the guy who won, I forget which award it was Dylan D'Amato, and he won an award. And bro, like him and like, there's like 8 or 9 other guys. Like I'm in Dallas now, but those guys are from Jersey, and they're showing their work, and it's beautiful. I mean, the Northeast is another animal as far as, just the craftsmanship you have to have, tin knocking. You got in Pittsburgh. I mean, you're custom designing ductwork half the time because you got basements that were put, shit that was in there from, went from freaking coal to oil and then from oil to gas, right? So it's pretty amazing to look at some of this stuff. Obviously, some of what the women are doing in the trades is pretty incredible. I got a chance to attend. I was late, really late, but they had an event at that Top Golf there at AHR. So that was cool. They put that on.
Yeah. We were there for a little bit.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, tactical, I mean, you had 350 people there. The drinks were flowing. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
It is, man. And like you said, so again, congratulations to all the winners this year, all the nominees. Everybody is so deserving. Um, Obviously, there's always multiple people doing awesome stuff. So it's always hard to pick one winner. So just don't be one of those people that, bitches and moans. Just please don't be one of those people. As somebody who I told this story. I remember when I first met um Ben, and it was in Orlando the first time. So this is 2020.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Because you got to think, because of COVID, it skipped a year. So I think it might even be a little bit. Yeah, it should be at least 5 years ago. Ben was there with his dad, just as tactical, giving out, and he had ideas. And you're like, man, these are awesome ideas. Like this, this is sweet. And the first tactical awards was just online. It wasn't an actual event. And I remember in Vegas, probably 100 people in this Italian restaurant. Awesome, awesome time. And to see what it's evolved into is just absolutely fucking amazing. And like me knowing Ben and, seeing the stuff, the behind the scenes, like a lot of people may not realize, like in a week or so, or if it hasn't already happened, to be honest, he's already starting to plan next year's. And I know some of the stuff is already done, because when I was talking to him in Florida, he's like, dude, next year in Vegas is going to be fucking awesome. And he didn't say fucking because he doesn't cuss. I do. But so I know that the plans are already set in place. So that's what I want people to understand. And, I'm lucky that the only time that I was, I was nominated. I don't know if I was nominated more than once. I think the one time I was nominated, I won. So, and it means the world to me having that award because of my peers and the movement that's going. And this is what I want people to know about this too. That award show is awesome, but if you're somebody who's not an influencer and you're not a podcaster, YouTuber, nothing like that, and you just watch all these people, because some guy made a comment one time and he was like, I actually met him at a local supply house, and he said, I bet just going to one of those things, it's a bunch of people that are full of themselves and stuck up. And I said, you could not be the furthest from the truth. It's a bunch of people in there. Everybody is cool as hell. They're all down to earth. You can talk to everybody. And whether somebody has, 500,000 followers, a million, millions of downloads, 100 downloads, it doesn't matter. Everybody is the same. And that's what makes that community so awesome. And I'll say this, and I know that Everett will probably agree with me, is AHR is fun to go see, like the latest and greatest of all the stuff that's coming out and staying up to date with the industry and all that kind of stuff. To me, it's more about the friendships, man. It's the people. It's getting to see all my friends that a lot of times I only see them once a year. And that is what's most important to me, is those relationships that I've built. People that I call my brothers, my sisters, some of my best friends that don't live in my state are because of this trade. So that's what I want people to realize, how powerful these trips can come. Obviously, I've been to the last, I don't know how many AHRs in a row. I don't plan on missing any, but there's so many things you can get from it besides just the HVAC side of it.
I think you're right. I don't think anybody was really stuck up. If there are people that are stuck up, fuck them. You know what I mean? Like I didn't see anybody. I think it's a pretty cool community. AHR is daunting, because I think somebody posted something where if you wanted to see every single booth there, you would get a total of 40 seconds at each booth, because it's just so big. So you kind of have to pick and choose where you go and what you see and who you talk to. But dude, there are people, like you said, that I have become friends with them from like completely living in another state. And then the only time you really get to see them is like when you do these events, and actually meeting people face to face was pretty cool. I met a couple people at Women in HVACR event here in Dallas, because I live here. So that was easy to go over there. And then, at AHR, met all these people that, And it's cool. And you know what's cool about it too? It's like you all live in like our little market. We live in like, you know, you live in Bmore, I'm in Dallas, like whatever. Dude, you can like now just like sort of get a network of people that are in other areas. And then, you know, I love, man, that's why I like talking to people from different areas, different upbringings. Everybody looks at life a little bit differently. You know, so it's cool. And it's cool for if you do watch the influencers, it's actually cool to go and like, you know, meet them, hang out, talk to them. And you find out like, yeah, this is a regular dude. And like, he just decided to post videos on like, you know, whatever, some technical thing, some, you know, it doesnn't matter. There's so much out there. So that was my take. And the parties, man, I mean, obviously we had a good time. It was cool. You know, what was it? Denny's? I think it was Denny's.
Oh yeah, we were Denny's late night. Me, you, and Scott Rookie, drinking fucking pickle shots and other stuff at that.
You know, I only had half of the pickle juice. I can't, Scott. I don't know what the deal is, man, with the pickles, the picklebacks. Last time I did a pickleback, I don't even want to talk about what happened that night. So it was a long time ago. I think I was at Rutgers, like in New Brunswick, New Jersey, years ago.
I was feeling good that night, man. Maybe if I'd have drank like that the rest of the night, I felt better. I was just stoned the rest of the time, eating gummies.
Dude, you remember the woman that fell down outside that karaoke place that we were at?
Oh yeah.
The woman just like some, and then okay, can I tell a story about the guy that rolled up and just started butting into our conversation?
Oh yeah, and like smack him in his throat.
Oh, dude, some guy walks up to us. We're talking about, I forget what we were talking about, maybe Douglas or something like that.
No, refrigerant. We were talking about refrigerant.
Talking about refrigerant. The guy walks out there and he's like, blah, 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 like yelling, like, I worked for Lennox for this many years and I'm fucking, and we were like, bro.
It's not that serious.
Like, he gets chill, and then he hops in an Uber. He's yelling at us on the way out. I'm like, he's like, I worked for Lennox for 10 years. I know all about this refrigerant shit. I'm like, oh, great. Cool guy. Cool.
I'm not sure what you mean, Rookie. Oh, no, the guy said he worked for Honeywell.
Oh, I thought he said Lennox. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. Honeywell. Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, I worked for Honeywell for 100 years. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And the guy was a fucking idiot. But that was funny. Well, I thought when the random, because like when that white dude walked up with the black guy, they looked like an odd friend couple. You know what I mean? They just like and I'm like, the fuck's going on here? Both of them ended up being cool as shit though. They were actually cool guys. But
all the dudes that just walked up and he's just like, yeah. I've been in the business for a gazillion years and I'm from Wisconsin and it's 1 degree there.
Yeah.
Yo, I was gonna say something because, and I'm gonna get a little personal here. You were talking about how, look, you know, you had a rough go at it recently, right? I mean, you're pretty open about it. Yeah. So I sang a song for Gil, by the way.
He
just letting everybody know. I sang a song for him. Went up there. I thought it was good. I thought it went really well.
It was good.
And then a woman tried to bowl me over and steal my hat, and then she proceeded to pass out outside, like walked outside and went floop right into the pavement. Remember, she knocked over the table. The guy's like sitting there. He's like trying to like pick her up. He's like, oh no, get in the Uber.
Yeah, there's people who are fuck. Oh yeah. That bitch was a lunatic.
Look at Evan's comment.
Yeah, yeah. No blacks and whites can be friends, right? Hey, that came out wrong. It's just it was a clean cut guy with like a thuggish looking dude. They just looked like they wouldn't be together. That's all. Evan,
you just said thuggish, ruggish.
Yeah, man. It's just it was the odd couple, but it works. But yeah,
Evan also spelled no, just N-O, by the way. Evan, I know you're from Canada, but it's K-N-O-W. No, you know. All right. Anyway, sorry.
It's all right. We know what you meant there, E. And I do want to thank Evan too, man, because of some of the things that I've been going through. My man came up and just gave me a hug. I mean, like I'm talking like a real fucking like bro hug, man. And I appreciate that, Evan. I really do, man. It was awesome to get away, man, because everything that is going on. This was more of like a vacation. I actually dialed back all of the stuff that I did as far as you know, podcasting and stuff like that. I dialed it back this year just so that I could just enjoy myself. And I still did what I had to do. I was at Yellow Jacket for a while doing some sponsor stuff there. But other than that, I really just kind of backed it up this year. So it is what it is. Sometimes, man, when you're working these things, it gets to be a little much. And people that do it know, but Scott obviously knows with me in past years that it is literally like you got to be here, then you got to be on the opposite end, and it's like, oh hey, in 20 minutes you got to be here. And this year I just wasn't doing that. Um,
Can I
didn't
give
have
a
it in me.
shout out to Gil, to HVA Chicks, Jennifer? That woman, so she ran a little like small gathering for the HVA Chicks Coalition at this place on the other side of town or whatever. And dude, what that woman does for this trade, eh, she has 6 kids, bro.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Dude,
no,
she's got 6 kids, and she like it's insane to me. And what she does for this trade, if you guys don't know who HVA Chicks Jennifer is, I mean, it's I don't really understand it. She has to have some good drugs because, yeah.
yeah. I mean, and then the different businesses that she runs a business. She's an engineer. I mean, people don't realize she was a graduate of MIT. I mean, like, she's extremely, extremely smart. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, the stuff she does is astronomical. I remember she was on the podcast a while ago. I was just like, I don't know how the fuck you do everything that you do. I mean, I consider myself a pretty busy person, and I feel like I don't do a fraction of what she does. So, yeah, that just proves that people, and I'm gonna say this, and some people get mad when I say it. It's just I think everybody should either start a podcast, YouTube videos, social media, whatever it is. Everybody should show your work, show what you want to do if that's something that you want to do. But do it for all the right reasons. Don't do it because you think you're going to win a tactical award um, or something else is going to happen, because then you start that drug addict mentality and people want that instant gratification. And most of the times, people that win these things or do very well don't ever do it for the recognition. I mean, I had been podcasting for what, 7 years before I won an award. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
so
there really wasn't any award. Like, I mean, it didn't even exist. I mean, you did it because you loved to do it. I mean, that's the
exactly.
reality. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, and I feel like some people, and not that it's bad, but I feel like it's just, don't do it for that. Because it's just gonna leave a sour taste in your mouth, and it's never gonna never end well. Um, it's just a
Dude,
hard dick of
your
bubble
your
gum.
chat, your chat is like, I mean, I think I have a pretty good chat when I live stream, man. Your chat is fantastic.
Oh yeah, they're the best. And sometimes, like, at least me and you are fine because we're paying attention. But when I have some guests, especially some of the ones that come on that I don't know and they kind of suck, I can't I can't look at the chat because I can't keep a straight face. Like, the person will be talking, and all of a sudden I'm just like, because God knows what the fuck they're talking about in the chat. I'll see like spelling of penises or whatever. There's all kind of things, but it's funny. Um, but anyway, we'll kick on to the actual AHR part. I know we would hang out afterwards, but obviously we were doing different things at the show.
Yeah.
What's some
Yeah.
things that you got into?
Well, I spent a little time out at where the podcast forum was, just to hear who is speaking. Um, I'll tell you, I spent a good amount of time near like the technology section just to see kind of what was going on. Interesting stuff happening, a lot of AI stuff. All the regular like CRM stuff was there. Spoke to some people from Service Titan for a little while, some marketing people. And, I visited some manufacturer booths. I didn't, and it could be me. Anybody who was there can speak up. I didn't see anything to me that like just jumped out as like, oh, wow, here's like the new latest, greatest thing that's being offered. I did spend some time over at Refrigerant Technologies, the Viper. And bro, you would think that there was a party going on in their aisle, the entire show. Okay. They were out there and they had the nylog thing going and the snot rolling all the way through. Right. And actually, I had a really cool interaction. His name's going to come back to me. There's a guy that was there. He's actually in like AHR magazine. He lives in Mexico. Did you introduce me to him? Somebody introduced me to him. He lives in Mexico. He loves the trade. He's straight up Mexican, and he couldn't like really speak English, and I can't really speak Spanish. Like, so I could almost kind of understand. So he's got his phone out, right? And we're going like through like Google Translate the whole time. So he's like talking into his phone and then showing it to me. And then I'm talking to his phone and then I'm showing it to him or whatever. And he's all about the trade, all about the craft. He has an Instagram page. And we sat there and like, I talked to a guy, like, this is what's cool about the trade. I talked to a guy for 20 minutes that I couldn't even understand, him and his wife. And it was the coolest thing. And one of the things he said was, he was like, it was so very nice to meet you. And I love that we shared this craft together and this trade together. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of you on, the internet, whatever it was. And I was like, that's pretty cool. It's like, dude here doesn't speak English. And I'm talking to this like super proud tech, and he shows all his work. And I forget what magazine, I think it was an AHR magazine. And I forget what it's called now, ACHR 57 LGBT, whatever it is. And I forget the name of it. And it's all there. And I was proud of that. It made me really, like, I was heartwarmed and smiling after I stopped talking to him. Cause I'm like, here's a guy who lives, all the way in Mexico, like Mexico City or whatever. And he came out here and he's enjoying himself and he's walking around. And I thought that was really cool. So yeah,
I've met a few of them. Me and Scott met one last year that I have no idea what these people are saying to me. Very, very nice people. And then there was one that he asked me to, he spoke a little bit of English, and he asked me to do a video. I guess he knew who I was. And I did it, and he actually said hello this year. But another one that I like is this, Roberto, PEHVAC. This is his hat that I'm wearing. He does a lot in that community, the Mexican HVAC community, which is awesome. So it's cool to see all those people there, man. I mean, that's what people don't realize, how many different countries and people from everywhere that come into AHR. That's why a lot of times it has to be like a international airport. They have to have international flights for that reason. So it's pretty awesome. Be careful, rookie. Okay. I know my Ravens choke, but don't talk about Baltimore like that.
I'm not really sure why you didn't get in the pool though. See, this is where, and I told you I was getting in the pool. I didn't have trunks or anything. I decided it's time to go in the pool at 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I don't know why you didn't get in the pool. So by the way, that gathering, there was a guy after you left me there. After that happened, he was doing gainers off of like chairs into the pool. And like, dude, there's a rental. I mean, it's an Airbnb in like a fancy pants like place. And I was me, by the way, this is me. And I was like, hey, maybe no gainer. Like, I don't want to go to the hospital tonight. Like, I don't want you to start jumping off the chairs. And nobody listened to me. If I'm the voice of reason, shit has gone bad, dude. Shit has gone bad.
Well, I had that one chick. She was very nice, but she was like turning into my fucking therapist, man. Which, if she ever watched this, she wasn't wrong. I mean, to be honest, a lot of this shit she said, but at the end when she's like, "Oh, you should quit smoking," I'm like, "All right, I've had enough of this." I'm like, I'm going outside to smoke. Get out of my face. Like, I'm a grown ass man. Be quiet. But it was a good conversation. She was being nice, and a lot of the things she said were fucking spot on. So I was like, this is kind of creepy. She doesn't know me, but she's 100% correct. But I feel bad, man, because I don't know, man. That night I wasn't feeling it, especially a lot of you, if you don't know, my mom went to was in the hospital while I was in Florida, and it was that night, and I just wasn't feeling it, man. I could not get out of my own way. I couldn't snap out of it, which sucks because you only get so many nights down there, and AHR literally goes by like this. You blink an eye and it's fucking over with. So I felt bad, and Rookie even said, "Oh, the smoking bitch." Yeah, her. That's her. Let me stop referring. She was a nice young lady. I don't want to call her a bitch. Let me be careful. I don't want to somebody's wife, daughter, something like that. But yeah.
She was looking out for you, dude. She was looking out for you.
She was, man. Hey, God works in mysterious ways. So But yeah, she did mean well. But yeah, and it sucked to waste that night, especially, Tersh is one of my best friends. Him and his wife Julie are some of the sweetest people you'll ever meet in your life. So I felt bad that I wasn't really spending a lot of time there, and got there late because we were at Jen's event before that, because I wanted to make sure that I hit both of them. And then the night after that is when we went to the Women of HVACR event. But when I got there, like, me and Scott didn't even get there that late. When we got there was like nobody there. The only people that we were talking to, I was talking to Logan from Blue On. Um, Other than that, a matter of fact, I think Evan was there, but he was leaving, and I was like, "Well, this is lame. What the fuck, man?" Not that it wasn't a good time. It's just I didn't know a lot of those people, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm a cupcake. I'm used to knowing people and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. So we ended up leaving.
I met a guy by the name of, there's two dudes I met. They're like plumbers, and they're freaking amazing. And they were hanging out by, was it Vega? And one's name's Bad Mother Flusher. Pretty cool cat, by the way. And the other guy's Gordon Bot Plumbing. And both these guys are like plumbing influencers, like to the T. And I'm talking like these guys have like all sorts of videos, all sorts of like, content that they put out there, plumbing videos. And it's pretty cool that there were some plumbing people there too, representing, and they were hanging out doing the show and tell. You know what I said when I was over there? They were putting like fittings together, and they were doing all these experiments with like, oh, check out this new fitting and this new fitting and this new coupling and this new fitting. And I was like looking over at this, and I remember if I talked to you, and I was like, bro, you remember like the toy store? Remember like Toys R Us when you were a kid?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's you're looking at it right there. Like everybody's just playing with toys.
Yeah. When it was at Vega, shit, what's his name, Rookie? God damn it. The Viking plumber, or the Viking, why can I not think of his name? That's always at Vega. Oh my God, he's a friend of mine. What the hell is his name? Scott, do you know what I'm talking about? We were looking for him when we had to hurry up and be somewhere, and we walked past and he wasn't there, and I can't think of his name. I don't think he was there this year. What the hell? I don't know. It's gonna bother me. Yeah, I know Viking, but I'm trying to think of his actual real name, and I can't. It's called like the Viking pipe fitter or something like that. Colton. Yes, thank you, Megan. Colton. Jesus. Did anybody see Colton this year? He doesn't work there anymore. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, because yes, that's what it is. Yeah, because I was trying to see him. Colton's cool as shit, man. I'll have to reach out to him. That sucks. I did not know that. But I guess that makes sense.
Can we talk about the other thing at Tactical? Can we talk about the other thing? What's going on, or no? Are we not there yet?
Go ahead.
Okay, so in cahoots with HVAC Tactical, I went to a tactical event and I got a Pro Pack, a VETO Pro Pack. This thing is freaking amazing. Okay, now I have decided that I think it's going to go to great use. I asked my audience to tag somebody, could be yourself, tag somebody, tag a friend, and give a reason as to why they should have, the bag. Apprentice, coworker, installer, somebody that's deserving of it. And I'm going to go ahead and gift this to that individual. Well, that kind of took off of a mind of its own between today, really. That post has been shared. I can't even count how many times now. And Ben reached out to me, Ben Poole from HVAC Tactical, and he said he's doubling down. So there's two. So you can go on any of the platforms. I think, well, actually, no, it's Instagram or Facebook, and you can tag your friend at the, so I was in this house podcast. That's my podcast. You can tag, I think it's also on HVAC Tactical. You can tag it, just follow, share it, and tag. Follow, share, tag. If you do that, and we're going to basically pull it out of the hat. We're going to, really what I wanted to do was I wanted to pick the best story. I wanted to get somebody like, like I was telling Gil, I'm like, I haven't gotten any cool stories yet. I haven't got anybody that's like, dude, my truck got stolen with all my tools and my bags and everything. And like, that's like really what I was kind of looking for. I've gotten some cool stuff in there where somebody said like, oh my God, he's an incredible apprentice. He really needs this to up his game, and he's doing such a great job. And I love that too. So But Ben's going to give away one. I'm going to give away one, and I'm really happy about it. I really wanted it to go to good use.
Well, and just to say this, so normally I always give mine away. Obviously my son has gotten into there, so he was all pumped up and he wanted it. If he decides he does not want it, then I will throw mine in. I have the same bag. So just so you guys know, that bag you cannot buy it. Yes, they have their infrared line that's coming out, but I'm pretty sure it's not the same. Kraus, it's not the same, right? Like that bag you can only get from the Tactical Awards, correct? I want to make sure I'm not lying about this. Oh yeah, and I ordered that bag that you have, Kraus. The one that you have your camera stuff in. Son of a bitch. It's $180. I'm never gonna get
You
back.
can order this bag. It's like, I think it's $200. You can order the bag, but you can't order this specific one that's got like the embroidered HVAC tactical on there. It's just a fucking cool bag, bro. That's a really cool bag.
Yeah, no, it is. And that's what so that bag, like, if you weren't at that event, you can't get that. You cannot buy it. You can buy one that's similar to it. Like you can buy the infrared line, but it's not the same thing.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay. So you're right. Yeah, it's not the exact same bag. They make one that's comparable.
Yeah. So yeah, Kraus even said, yeah, negative. Totally different bag, only 300 plus exist. So that's what's cool about it, is that people can experience the Tactical Awards that didn't actually get to go there. And then they have the fact that it's limited edition. It's a story. For one, it makes it valuable. People want it, which is cool. And when you're working with your buddies and they got the blackout or the high vis or the normal one, and you're there like, dude, how the fuck do you get that? Oh man, I was on Instagram and it was on this podcast and it was from the Tactical Awards. It's spreading the word even more. And, so, and that's
I'm
what's cool
not
about
sure
it,
if
man.
you
That's
know
why a lot of
this.
the stuff that I win, I like to give away. Haven't been doing many giveaways lately because I still haven't shipped out half this shit, which I'll take that kick in the nuts. It's my fault. I know Sam's in here. I got a bag upstairs. All that stuff is still here. I'm not a crackhead. I'm not pawning shit or nothing. Just so you know, it's all in my garage, and you will get it at some point. I promise you. Just don't know when.
Limited edition.
Yeah.
Gil, I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of a big deal. People know me.
I said that to the fucking
My
TSA lady in Baltimore. Um, it's early as shit. My flight is early, and I of course I get randomly picked for them to stick a finger in your ass. Well, no, like to go through the little section. My stickers in my bag, I guess, like set off the thing, so she had to look at it, and I was like, if you want one, you can have one. And I was like, kind of important in the HVAC world. Um, she was a lesbian lady named Mike, and she did not find anything I said remotely hilarious. I thought she was gonna beat the shit out of me. So I was like, alrighty then, Mikey Mike, have a good day. I'll see you later. But yeah, that was fucking funny.
Hey, Evan, is Evan serious? Evan said he'd throw in a bag also.
Ah, hell yeah.
Are you serious? Evan, are you serious?
Canadian, eh? It's a Canadian bag.
Canadian, eh?
Comes with a Molson inside of it. Fucking Canadian
It,
tuxedo.
it comes with a Molson and a hockey puck.
Yeah.
It comes with a Molson, a hockey puck, and a Buffalo Bills jersey, because really, Buffalo's really in Canada, by the way.
Oh no, I trust me, I didn't, Sam. I still know everybody. It's all there.
So what about you, man? Did anything new and exciting that happened to you at AHR Tactical? You had a good time? You experienced anything new?
Yeah, no, I mean, I had a good time. To be honest, so I had a really good time. I spent a lot more time than I normally do at Yellow Jacket. Me and Scott were both over there. So there were some changes. As a lot of people know, I've been dealing with Yellow Jacket for almost 10 years, man. They've been my longest running sponsor. Like they started sponsoring me before I ever actually put out a podcast for HVAC Uncensored. I worked with them when I did the podcast before Uncensored. And they've had some changes. So my rep that I dealt with, Miss Bates, got let go. For that's not business to put here, but she no longer works there. And then they also changed their chief engineer. So being able to hang out, for one, the big boss, Mr. Gary, who is the vice president of marketing, is the coolest fucking guy you will ever meet. Jersey guy, just so you know. But and then Eric, who is the new a younger guy, 36 years old, who is the new chief uh engineer for Yellow Jacket. Awesome dude, man. We spent a bunch of time over there just bullshitting, talking with them, shooting different videos, which I'll be putting out at some point. But yeah, it was a lot of fun over there. So I wish I would have got a little. I tried to sneak around to some booth. Like I went over to Refrigerant Technologies Viper and saw Mr. John Pastorillo. I've been seeing him for years now. Very cool man. Nothing but respect for him. So I always go take my picture with him and sit there and BS with him for a little bit. I didn't get to see Mike. I didn't get to see his son. He wasn't there when I was there. There's some places that I didn't get to that I wish that I could have, but like I said, I kind of dialed it back this year, and it was good. I got to hang out with people, see a lot of friends on the floor, talk to them. Got to go watch a podcast. Like I got to watch the HVAC Nights podcast, like the whole thing, which normally I never get that kind of opportunity. So I was able to there. They had an awesome crowd. So it was cool. I had a good time. I'm looking forward to next year because I feel like this year was, like I said, it was just kind of so doom and gloom and it happened so fast. But I did have a blast and I fucking needed it. Like I really, really did.
Dude, one thing that I forgot to tell you, I went to go see, this is actually really freaking cool. I went to go see CompanyCam. I had never used, I know they're one of your sponsors, right? This is not a plug for CompanyCam, but it's going to end up plugging them because this was so cool. I started using CompanyCam for the first time this year, right? And I am like blown away by this app. I mean, it is freaking
awesome.
amazing. Like, dude, anybody that works and you're going to do projects and you're going to do work and you've got this app that you could take pictures with, you can write in measurements, you can write in, you can superimpose stuff. It's so freaking simple to use. And I can toggle, like if I'm sitting down, let's say at the kitchen table, I can just go on my iPad and the stuff's already there. So I'm taking pictures with my phone and boom, it's already there when I sit down, right? Well, get this, right? So I go to them. One of the things that I had one tiny little complaint, and it's when you're putting in your measurements in there, you can either choose to put in measurements or you can write in words. So you can, if let's say I wanted to put 25-foot gas line run, I can write 25-foot gas line run, but I can't use the measurement as well as the words together. And I went up to them and actually the guy said, do you have any feedback on the app? And there was one of their like senior engineer guys or whatever was there. And bro, he took down all my information, wrote it into this like roadmap thing that they do. And he's like, that's a really great idea. So I can use measurements and I can use the words in the same like thing. You don't have to toggle between them. It seems stupid, but it does make sense. When you use the app, it does make sense. I thought that was, to further how good of a company they are, they literally took my idea and said, hey, let's see if we can do something about that.
Yeah, I love CompanyCam. Their owner's awesome. That's why I was on the Good Contractors podcast with them. Absolutely awesome. So Sam, normally I don't record the podcast that I do at AHR. I don't always record them because a lot of times the audio is just atrocious, especially in Orlando. Orlando is the only place where the podcast pavilion is not on the floor. It's outside. So it just sounds like it's right out front of the show. But I did get the audio files sent to me from the audio engineer at AHR. So I haven't went through them yet, but if they sound all right, then I will release it. And that is me talking with Eric, the new head engineer for Yellow Jacket. So, but if not, Eric is going to come on and do a podcast with me on here. That's probably going to be way better than the ones that I do at AHR. So a lot of times I don't put those out anymore just for that sound quality. They're pretty much, if you're there, you get to see it. If not, I don't put it out. But if that does sound good, then I will release it. But just in case, Eric is going to be coming on to do a podcast like this in the near future. So,
so Sam Wakefield messaged me because I was like just live streaming and then I had like my microphone that I was using. And he said, dude, how are you getting such good audio out of walking around at AHR. He's like, I'm blown away. I can't believe it. There's all these people. And I told him, Thaddeus laughed at me because I wasn't using like some high tech, like, Bluetooth, like thingamajigger. Bro, I literally had my phone and you remember when I asked you for, I still have your wire, by the way. I still have your wire, by the way.
And my cigarettes and my 5-hour energy.
Yes, I have all of it. So I have literally USB-C to USB-C, and I literally just used the microphone close to my face with my freaking phone, and it recorded with no background noise.
Hey, that's awesome. I mean, because I thought about using. A lot of us have the Osmo Pocket 3. That a lot of people don't realize that you can live stream directly from that. Normally, you have to have it plugged into something though. But it can be your phone, different things. And I got to start doing that and doing more videos like that. But I never do.
Here's the lesson though, right? And this is for everybody. Here's the lesson. Sometimes we have, especially in the trades too, like we have so many tools and like things that we can use. And we're like, ooh, and what if I use this? And ooh, and what if I use that? And ooh. And I'm like, sometimes it's just like, just dumb it down. And I think it's like, I always think about this quote from Teddy Roosevelt, right? I'm super patriot. I love U.S. history. And Teddy Roosevelt said, do what you can with what you have where you are. It's like, make the most of it, right?
Yeah.
But we're going to keep buying lots of cool shit, so it doesn't matter.
Well, and I always buy it, but it's funny when I started watching, other influencers like, tech influencers and stuff like that, they call it gear acquisition syndrome. You always think that buying more stuff is going to change, you know what I mean? And I've kind of gotten backwards. I got thousands of dollars worth. I got 7 cameras right now and I use 1. You know what I mean? I got a camera here, a camera just sitting right here. I got all this shit that I don't use. And to be honest, when I go to AHR, I find myself using my phone and that little camera. That's why I brought this one, but I'm not even bringing this shit anymore because I agree. It's about being able to just get it out and film. And I'm not even bringing the fancy cameras anymore because I don't have time to use them. And they're a pain in the ass to lug around and set up.
So did I tell you I almost got kicked out?
No.
Okay, so I almost got kicked out. So here's the deal. Okay, here's what really pisses me off. Okay, Mr. Fat Cheeto, who I love, by the way, who's been on an episode of mine on the podcast. He's hilarious, by the way. I encourage you to listen to this story about the ferret. He was there filming and had a microphone. I mean, it was like he was the press. He was there for like literally an entire day doing nothing but filming. I was walking around with a freaking like selfie stick. Okay. I was walking around. I had my phone on here and I'm like literally just like live streaming. I had a security come up to me and go, sir, you can't record here. You can't record here. And I was like, what do you mean? You can't take pictures. You can't record. I was like, I don't understand. I've seen 5,000 people with their phones out. Everybody. She's like, no, well, we're trying to stop that. Okay. So if you don't want to get basically saying, if you don't want to get escorted out, you just shut your shit down. I was like, wow. Okay.
Well, do you have a press pass? Do you have a press badge?
Next question, please.
Oh, well, because I've never had anybody say that to me, and I've heard that.
Well, you had the press pass. I had the regular jerk off pass. Okay. So,
but yeah, I've never had anybody say that to me. And if God forbid that ever happens, just all you got to do is get in touch with Nicole. She'll take care of it.
Yeah, it's actually, now I realize it was absolutely because I didn't have a press pass and you did. Next time I'll get the press pass for next time. Look at me. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but most of those guys they don't know the difference. Most of them are just, dickholes that live in the area that don't know what we're doing. So
yeah,
I wish one of them would say it to me, to be honest. Do you know who the fuck I am?
Yeah.
Yeah, the press badges are hard, man. So, especially if you want to go as your own podcast, like I can say that people work for me. Scott is my audio engineer, if anybody's wondering. I just always got afraid to ask for too many because the press booth has gotten crazy compared to what it used to be. And that's why Nicole has to deny a lot of people because everybody that starts a podcast, no offense, everybody that starts a podcast or a YouTube channel tries to get in there and she just can't. So a lot of times she will ask us like, "Hey, do you know these people? Do you know these people?" There's just so many people trying to get in
Yeah,
there.
you
It's
got to
it's
earn it. But
unacceptable.
here's the thing, and this is man, I don't want to rant about this, but you know how I feel. Like, look, 3/4 of the podcasts out there, they're literally trying to sell you some shit. Okay, like that's the reality. Okay, I got people reaching out to me all the time, like, let me go on your show, let me go on your show. All they want to do is sell their shit. Okay. Now there's a time and place for that. I'm fine. Listen, this is America. It's a capitalistic society. I'm totally fine with that. But that was not why I wanted to have the podcast. I want to have the podcast to have like you do. I want to have cool conversations with cool people in our industry, and it's home services in general. I'm not, it's not just exclusive to HVAC Uncensored. I've had a hoarder special clean out specialist on. I've had other people on that, are affiliated with the industry, but I let everybody know, like, it's not, and I think that's why the press passes have got, because everybody's trying to sell their shit. I'm not trying to sell anything, nothing, right? I'm trying to sell, here's what, I am trying to sell something, Gil. I'm trying to sell a fun, good conversation. I want to hear stories about people in people's houses. I want to hear stories I want to hear how you made it. I'm doing an upcoming episode run, about 3 episodes I'm doing on from the prison to the trades. I want to hear stories. That's what I want to hear, from prison to the trades. And I've got a panel of people. We're gonna have to break it up over 3 episodes, and that's really the genesis of it. I don't want to go on a rant about what I'm doing, but I'm just saying, like, and for those that don't know, because I haven't been on this show, it's probably been about a year probably. And at the time that I came on last time, you were helping me sort of, you didn't get me started, but you were free with information. You helped me out because you knew I wasn't going to be a jerk off and just try to go out there and, I'm doing the real thing here. And, but the last time you came on my podcast, and I don't know if anybody, like, you never get the chance to tell those stories about, like, dude, that shit was real. I mean, that was one of the best conversations. I think we went an hour and a half. And we talked about, like, and I still can't get that image of my head of you getting invited to a funeral for a customer who like fell in love with you for who you were and used to, like, just want you over and, like, have her stuff diagnosed because she just wanted you there. That's the stuff that nobody is talking about. The human aspect of what we're doing every day as we walk down this everything is automated, everything's AI, all these different things. And I just want to have, your story should be known. Everybody's story should be known if you got a good story, right? And that's the power of the tactical awards too, because I think there's a personal side to it too. That you can get into the personal and the professional side of it and hear stories.
And amen. And I'm happy to see what you're doing, man. And I've always been there to answer anybody's questions because that's how I got started, man. Like, Tersh and different people answer questions for me. What up, Adrian? I was gonna type it, but my fat fingers were slow, so
You, Adrian.
But yeah, man, I like seeing my friends succeed, and I do, and I guess doing this for so long, and I guess I'm one of the old heads now. Is
OG, bro.
I found myself letting people, because I have these agencies that reach out to me saying, "Hey, this person," and they pay to be on, but to be honest, I'm cutting it out. I'm trying to get back to why I started this channel, which is to hear people's stories. And I want to say this again. Anybody who is in the trade who has a story to tell could come on this show. You don't have to have a following. You don't have to be an influencer. I don't know where that rumor went around, but it's not true. So,
oh, dude, if people were going to pay me to be on the podcast, pay me to be on it, as long as they follow the format, bro. I mean, your money's green. I'm not saying I'm not going to take somebody who's like, hey, we want to come on there. Sure. But we're going to format it the right way. We're going to make sure this is not just a commercial.
Yeah, well, and that's what it got to. But the only thing is, it's okay in the beginning because the money's green. but it gets old after a while. The fun gets sucked out of it. I mean, I've had people give me $1,000 to be on, and I just said, hey, there's still no promise I'm ever going to air this. Like, I'll give you the video and the audio, but if this sucks, I'm never putting it on. And there's been several times I'm like that. It's like, hey, man, I told you that if the show sucked, I wasn't going to air it. And to be honest, the show sucked. So thanks for the money. I appreciate the payment. Here's the podcast. You're free to do whatever you want with it. You can tag me on social media and I'll be like, oh, it was great, but I'm not putting it out on mine. I'm just not doing it. So, and for me, I also think that as my career has evolved, I did more business stuff, which I do love talking about the business, but this show was created for technicians. And well, really it was to give any kind of feedback or anything that was helpful to people in the industry. But I do want to get back to more of the technician side and the technical stuff. And I'll still throw in, I'm still always going to do my mental health episodes because so many people love me doing them, the addiction episodes. It's something that I'm passionate about, and I'm always going to do them at least a couple of times a year. I think I have one coming up in a couple of weeks. That's another good thing about AHR is the show books out. So when all these people start, accepting and booking, the podcast will book out until like fucking November. So that's one thing good about AHR. If I actually went to more of these events, I don't know what I would do. I'd have to start doing 2 podcasts a week.
Yeah. Oh, I went over to the Service Nations Alliance, Service Nations SNA. What's it? Service Nation. I went over to their booth for a little while. Really good, resourceful. They told me that in like one day, they got like 60 people who came up to inquire about joining SNA. And I think that's super cool, being a part of a group, and those that don't like know what SNA is, like go look it up. I don't even cost much. It's like, but it's just resources. They give out free resources and like working in the trades, even like bookkeeping things for your business, like, what to do, different processes and procedures. And it's not like Nexstar or SGI or Certain Path. It's very like communal. Like you just go, you join, they give you a discount on some equipment. If you buy a specific line of equipment or something like that, they give you a rebate. There's other stuff, buying group, etc.
Yeah. Service Station is good. The company that I just walked away from, they were part of that.
Oh, were they? Yeah. Well.
Yeah. But the problem was that dumb bitch didn't listen. So
womp womp.
Yeah. He palm. But anyway, I'll stop. When she used to say that, I could not keep a straight face. When she'd be like, "Yeah, so we're changing. The price is going to be on heat pump." I'm like, it's not pump. It's fucking pump. But anyway, I'm not going to.
That just reminded me of the single funniest story that ever happened to me inside of a house, ever. And it happened like 5 years ago. And you know what? I don't want to take up your podcast time. I've told it before, but I just thought about it. And I basically wet my pants and left the house. It was very interesting.
Well, sadly, we're almost past an hour. I gotta try to keep these things, limited. They go fast. Because if I don't put my daughters to sleep, especially nowadays, they'll be down upstairs lighting shit on fire.
Cool. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, man. And I'll have to get you back on just with you. So yeah, I guess it's too late now. Shit. I don't know if anybody wanted to hop on here, but now we're a little bit too late. But I'm glad this is a great show to ease back in, man. I will be here every Wednesday from now on. Just so you know, at some point over the next few months, the studio is going to be gone because I will no longer be here. Not exactly where yet. I'm looking for that now. Obviously, with my divorce going on, the house being sold is one of the things that has to happen. Yes, that's happening soon. So this studio will be gone, but the podcast will live on. I mean, I built this podcast in studios that were a fraction of this, so I don't need this to do the podcast. So it is what it is. It's been fun. I love this fucking studio. If anybody's actually seen the videos of the whole thing, there's so much shit in here that I've never used. But it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Oh, let's see here. Special edition Crocs. These guys are nuts. Yeah, for
Hey, you mind if I
$100.
you mind if I just I mean, people see my shirt the whole time.
Go
Hey
ahead.
guys, if you don't follow So I Was in This House, I'm on all platforms. Probably the most popular on Facebook, but I'm on YouTube too. I don't get as much love on the other platforms, but So I Was in This House. If you want to listen to audio, everything gets uploaded to audio, Spotify, Apple. Go listen to the episode I had with Gil. So yeah, so I Was in This House, and it's like the story goes, "Hey Gil, so I was in this house."
It really is good. If you guys do not follow it, you guys will all relate, whether it's HVAC or whatever related. It's trade related. You'll get it. And Everett really does an awesome job with it. It's authentic stories. So if you do not follow him, go do that. And I'll have to, I probably have more stories. We'll have to make sure that we do. And that's why I like doing this cross, promotion stuff. And it sucked because I was actually, I'll wear your shirt next week. I was gonna wear it tonight, but it's cold as fuck down here. Um, so I had to put this sweatshirt on. Apparently, I closed the vents in here for some reason, and yeah, I walked in and fucking nipples hard cutting glass. I was like, fuck. So I had to grab my
Damn,
sweatshirt and put it
I
on.
have that sweatshirt too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love this sweatshirt. I gotta get some more stuff. These are some of the nicest sweatshirts.
Oh my gosh, so
If you
nice.
guys don't, that's why I joke about HVAC Tactical, but these sweatshirts are really nice. And Zeke, just to be honest, I am thinking about moving over onto that side. So, but I'll talk to you about that. Me and Zeke can finally have dinner soon. I got a bunch of free time. So I am currently unemployed again. But this was, well, it was my choice the first time. But yeah, I'm just relaxing, man, chilling with my kids, and I'm not doing things that I hate anymore. So yeah, about that. But anyway, we can start to end this. Let's see here. Yeah, didn't have to wear it. Yeah, Rookie said he took one of these and never had to take it out. No, this year the weather was awesome at AHR. 85 and sunny, palm trees. It was beautiful. The last time I was there, it was fucking hot. I mean, it was not hot. Good seeing you too, Adrian. Um, yeah, that's another one. You guys all in here know them, but if you don't, obviously you know Adrian. Go support, reliable HVACR with what Adrian does between his content, the podcast, and obviously, you have the HVAC nights with him and Kraus and Curtis. All amazing dudes, man. That's what I love about this, man, is like we're all friends and we're all trying to do the same thing. We all support each other. And I think that's what's huge. When I first got into this years ago, when I'm talking, there was probably, you could count on one hand how many HVAC podcasts there were. It wasn't as much love as you would think there was. And I'm not going to get into this story too long. People know, but people would say they wanted to see you do good until you started to surpass them or you started to do well, and it wasn't so much. Dude, I love all my friends. I don't care if they do better than me. Don't care. We're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to give back to our trade, and I want that group. I even thought about it a while ago and never did. Was creating my own network to have all of my friends, and we were all on the same network. Who knows? Maybe I'll do that one day. We'll see. But yeah, let me start to end this so I can go put mama to bed and say goodnight to my girls. Everett, I love you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on here. It was awesome to see you and hang out with you. You are one of my true boys in this trade, and I appreciate you coming on here, man.
All right, I love you, dude. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Thank you, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and close this thing out. Let's go. Guys, so thank you so much for being here. Kraus, man, message me. I'd love, like I said, I want to get you, Curtis, and Adrian on here one by one. I feel like that's the only fair way to be on my show, because if I brought all three of you, that would just be like me doing the nights. So I definitely want to have you guys on and talk with you and catch up with you guys and see all the stuff that's going on. Jake is in charge of financial now. Oh shit, there you go. He's got to buy some more of that hair cream for that luscious hair he's got. But yes, check out them on Thursday. And thank all you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys come back next Wednesday. Um, and yeah, as usual, I forget what I even say when I close this show out, but remember to keep your head on a swivel. Be safe out there. I don't care if it's driving, whatever it is. It's a crazy world that we live in. I want each and every one of you to make it home safe the same way that you left. Do the little things. Set yourself apart from the next guy or girl. Give back to the trade, man. You know, help somebody, help train somebody. Just be a good person. Like I always say, if you see somebody that comes in late and you know that person's always on time, just ask how they are. Just give a shit about other people. Okay. With that being said, I love you, mofos. Until next week, I'll talk at you later. All right. See ya.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored Podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you, man. You too, Jason. It was awesome seeing you. And Zeke, nobody else knows, but thank you, brother. I appreciate you as well, man. AHR wouldn't have been possible without you. Love you, my man. See you guys.